Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Namwezi and I'm back with another video.
Like an aviator, got me feeling you better. Can I write you a letter? What you do to me? Or maybe me.
Anyway, in today's video, I'm doing part 2 of how you can become a pilot, Anyway. So I wrote down a few notes just so that I can say everything in order of how they happen. So last I ended on going solo. So going solo, your requirements are like at least 4 exams and your instructor has to sign you out. So your instructor has to be confident enough to trust you with the plane alone for you to go solo. So if you don't go solo in time, just know that your instructor is having a few doubts and just work on yourself. It's nothing deep, just keep working on yourself. There's maybe just some places where you're lacking, okay? Then after you go solo, you're going to do your solo console. So solo consoles are basically, it's like you're doing your solo all over again. You're going to go with your instructor. You do, let's say, 1 or 2 circuits. A circuit is like a rectangular pattern that we fly, where you practice ascending turns, descending turns, straight and level flights. It's like everything that you do in the GF, my previous video I explained, all in one. So you're going to do at least 2 or 3 circuits to your instructor. When they feel comfortable, then they can send you out alone, just like that. So you do solo consoles for like 5 hours. Then after you're done with that, you move to GF work. So this GF work is different. It's like part 2 GF work. The other one I said part 1, so it's not like part 2 GF work. So in this one, you do like precautionary landings. A precautionary landing is a landing that is done in case of an emergency in the plane to do with the passengers or the condition of the day. Let's say I don't have a night rating and I flew somewhere and the night is catching up to me. I have to do a precautionary landing to land because I can't fly at night. I'm not trained to fly at night in such situations. Or let's say we're flying and my passenger gets sick or someone has a heart attack. I have to do a precautionary landing to attend to the matter. And the radio call for that is pan, pan, pan. Okay? You find it when you're in flight school, Anyway, after precautionary landings, you do steep turns, 45-degree banks, and you just taught how to maintain your altitudes and maintain the bank, because steep turns, it sounds easy, but you need some practice, You need some practice. And then after that, you do forced landings. So these forced landings are in case of dangerous situations that endanger the safety of the aircraft and the passengers. Example, an engine failure. Let's say your engine has failed. You have to do a forced landing to get the plane safely to the ground. Then after that, you're going to do your solo GF. So solo GF is basically everything that I've just said now. Precautionary, steep turns, forced landings. But now you're doing that by yourself. So instructor tells you, okay, I've taught you this. Now you go and teach yourself this stuff. Practice, get better at it. And also, in between the training, every 10 hours, you're going to do a 10-hour check. You're going to be checked every 10 hours. Aviation, being a pilot, is your whole life consists of you being tested. So you need to be ready for that. No matter where you are in training, even if you're doing your GF work, if it's 10 hours, you're going to be tested for a 10-hour check. No matter what. You stop whatever you're doing and they'll take you for a 10-hour check, depending on what stage of training you are. Like for me, I did my 10-hour check in the GF, and I also did my 10-hour check when I was doing my navigation flights. So I'll explain navigation flights just now. So after your solo GF, you're done with that, then you start doing your nav briefings. So nav briefings is basically they're just teaching you how to read the maps, and they show you how to read the routes and all that stuff, how to plan your navigation flights. After that, you go for your first navigation flight with your instructor. So he or she's gonna show you how to compare the real features with the features on the map. They're just showing you how to read the map so that you don't get lost, because people get lost in navigation flights, And then after that, you're going to do when your instructor is comfortable, they can see that, okay, she's good at it. Then they send you on your solo navigation flights. On your solo navs, they just give you a route and say, okay, fly this route. Usually it's a triangular route. And after that, you do your mock test. So a mock test is basically, it's just a summary of everything you've done, all your training, your PPO training. Because the mock test, you're going to fly to a nearby area, close to and at my school, we don't go far from the airport, but you navigate your way to that place. And you basically take the instructor there. You're going to do an unmanned joining. And these unmanned joinings are also done in the navigation flights. When you go to these airports for the first time, some of them are unmanned, which means there's no air traffic control, and you have to land according to the airlaw rules. So you do all that in the navigation flights, and you do everything together in the mock test. So you do the unmanned joining, you show them that you can actually go to a place without air traffic control and you're not going to cause any accidents. After that, you're going to do your steep turns, precautionary landing, forced landings, and just show them that you're capable of, being a trusted pilot. Then after that, you're going to do your ground evaluation. Ground evaluation is just basically you summarizing everything. You're going to have a pilot with you, an instructor there with you, and you're going to show him where to find aerodrome information. Yeah, he's going to ask you to read the metas, the weather, those coded weather that pilots use, like letters and numbers, but it's information. You're seeing numbers alone, but there's very important information there. So you have to read that to him as well. And if he sees that, okay, yeah, she's doing the right thing, then he's going to recommend you for your PPO test. You have to get recommended. So no matter what, even if you did everything by the book and you do that and the instructor is like, no, they're not going to recommend you. You have to do more training for you to get there. So it's not a matter of as long as I'm there, I'm going to get it. No, you have to be really good at this because this is your life. Like this thing, it's your life, So you have to be safe. Then after that, finally, you do a PPO test. PPO test is like a navigation flight. You take off, take the instructor navigation flight, and in between those flights, you're just going to cut the power and it's like, your engine has died. Can you please take me to the ground? It's either you take him to a plain area or you find an airport that's nearby to land safely. And also, I forgot to mention, in the navigation flights, there's going to be a part of the navigation flight where they're going to show you how to divert. Example, I'm routing to Ora Tambo and there's traffic there, or let's say there's an accident on the runway. I have to divert to, let's say, a nearby airport so that I can wait there for that to be cleared and all that stuff. So, or maybe if someone is sick on board or the engine has failed, just showing you how you can deviate from your route, So it's going to take you on that. And then when you're about to reach one of your destinations, you'll say, okay, turn around, take me back where we're coming from. That type of thing. It sounds complicated, but it's not. And also, I have a video on how to plan my navigation flights. You can just watch that just to familiarize yourself with what I'm saying right now, because I explain in a little bit more detail about navigation flights in that video as well. Anyway, so that's the entire training. That's how you can become a pilot. And thank you so much for watching my video. I hope I'll see you guys in my next video.